Hey, how are you guys doing? So we are now on the fourth episode of Love Live Superstar. So of course, if you want to watch it through the main legal source, it is going to be Crunchyroll for most of you. You're going to need premium, and it's going to be a day late. But beyond that, if you want, it might be available in some other sources. Or if you want to watch a day of, you probably need the NHK Plus if you want to watch it through that channel because they have that exclusivity. Or you could go through torrenting. That's the other main source. Of course, as normal, after this episode, there will be a poll for you to participate in when you can rank the girls from 1 through 9. Rank your favorite number 1 and your least favorite 9. And on Thursday, I'll go over the results for these girls. So again, link in the description for this. And then we'll see how these girls will rank after that episode. So this episode, we are going to potentially see Mei and Chiki. That's at least what it was being alluded to. In the last episode, we got a good look at Vienna, but I don't think any of that's going to happen in this episode from what the preview showed. So we'll see if these girls join and if they will be singing a song. Let's go ahead and jump into the episode. So this episode go ahead and starts out with Mei. She is really giddy and happy as she's looking at a bunch of screenshots of the girls of Liela, but then she gotta pull out that Tsunda aspect because she doesn't want other people to realize that she's going crazy about idols. And some other girls were talking about it in the classroom, and that gets Kinako very excited because, she's in Liela. But then she realizes, oh shoot, Mei is in this class. I shouldn't talk about it because she's gonna get mad at me and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, no, I'm not interested in idols and all that jazz. So then the girls need to work on figuring out who will be the student president for that club. And they're like, House has got a Kana, right? She's the center, the leader, and all that stuff. But while these girls are in conversation, Mei is watching through a binocular, and she's trying to figure out, what are they saying? So now we got Chiki, who's like, here, put this in. And she gets to listen to the conversation, but Mei's like, wait, what the heck? How did you do that? When do you have time to plant a microphone around there? But more importantly, Chiki's like, why are you stalking him almost? But she's like, I'm just got time to kill. But then Chiki's like, I took these photos, you're literally crying when you were at that concert. So clearly you have some level of affection for them. And she's trying to be like, nah, and look away. But she pulls out a mirror and says, look, you're literally blushing and all. Later, we have Chisato, who's really happy about her perfectly round takoyaki, but Kano's focusing on the fact that she doesn't think she should be the president for the club. But while they're talking, someone comes along and Shiki asks for something. What could that be? We'll see soon enough. So Mei goes into the science club room and she's talking to Shiki and she's like, what's going on and all. And then she tries to talk to Shiki, but then realizes she wasn't moving and apparently she's a skeleton instead. So she'd been staring for so long she has died. Well, obviously not, but there are binoculars attached. So she goes ahead and looks on to the roof. And who does she see? That's right, she sees Shiki. What is Shiki doing up there? Well, Shiki said Shiki was interested and she wanted to try out being an idol. And she of course knows where Mei is, so she kind of gives it a little acknowledgement. So Mei comes and is like, what the heck? Come over here. What are you doing? She kind of does it like that. I don't know, what's that? Cat pawing thing like she did before, trying to tell her to get over here. I don't know. Just kind of a little goofy. That's how she does it. Like she's almost like a cat, which is kind of like her symbol. But anyway, she sees the girls get together and start practicing. And well, isn't this remind you of something? But basically, these girls say, "Oh, you must be interested, right?" But Mei's focus, in fact, is why is Shiki here? And are you going to be an idol? And she's like, maybe. But Mei's like, you're lying. And then she leaves. So then these girls go and, I guess, stalking, because that's the theme in this season here. And they see her room. And we have Cuckoo just crying because the collection is so impressive and big. And of course, we see officially that is Mei as she walks across here. And she has a lot of stuff. Very reminiscent of like what Nico had. But then we have Mei who notices and looks out and it's like, is there something there? Kind of find it funny girls are hiding. We have Kano hiding behind the buns. And then Kinako is just holding onto Ren's arm. And then she goes and sneezes, which they think this might blow away their location. So Kinoko is like, oh god, but Mei looking at them giving like a death stare, but rather she's squinting because she has trouble seeing. And Shiki explains that, maybe she should get glasses, but get contacts then, I don't know. But then they were talking about like, well, you must be good friends. But the interesting thing is Shiki says, I don't know. So did she guys go into her backstory saying how she was always alone and that no one would hang out with her? And then May's like, hey, you want to hang out? But then she says no, but then she said rather be alone. But then they're both saying that they want to be alone, but they're together being alone. But May was kind of nice and helped support Shiki and her science club. And she's kind of cute in this scene, but then she gets shown kind of a beetle, and obviously she wasn't a big fan of that. And Shiki's talking about how May want to go to school because she want to be school idol. Mission accomplished by Liella here. So the girls continue the conversation, but while they're walking, I figured they should show that one scene where Natsumi is working really hard trying to move packages, and then she says that she needs to record and edit a video when she gets home. That really hits in the feels for me, especially back in the college days. Ugh. I know the feels. But while they're walking, they do find May. So then Shiki's like, alright, everyone else stay away because she needs to talk to May. And May's like, what are you doing? Why are you joining this club, and what's the reason behind this? And it's kind of have a little bit of a fight where, they're struggling to be true to each other, and, Shiki's in this club, and I want you to join, but May's like, I'm not cut out for this. Did you not literally see Kinako, who you literally helped, who literally said she was not cut for this and was struggling? And now you're saying I'm not fit for this. There was Kinako when she started, and look where she is now. So I guess that's why Shiki thinks May needs glasses. I mean, obviously has trouble seeing, but she also can't see something that obvious is that she still couldn't be good enough for this. But she then, says that just don't hang out with me then. And then we see Chisato who focused on the fact that she said, I wasn't cut out for this. And she remembers back to her childhood where Kanon gave her advice. The thing is, you can do it. So then during the first meeting with all the club presidents, we of course see Shiki, who's the president of the Science Lovers Association, but we also see Chisato instead of Kanon being the president of that club. And Kanon goes and finds May by herself, being all alone, and tries to convince her to join. But May is saying, I can't do that. And Kanon's like, no, but you're clearly worried about her. But May's like, nah, and I'm just a bother to her. But Kanon's like, but you're like two peas in a pod. Like you're like Bessies. And May initially was not exactly fond of the idea, but I feel like this scene kind of really encapsulates the kind of the whole deal. They're both alone, but they're together in being alone, and the fact that they both are similar, and that they can be together and they can solve each other's problems. Shiki is basically a similar situation to May, and then we see Shiki who was trying out some dance moves, and she gets caught by May in the club room, and it's like, oh, so you are interested in being idols. And then she basically like pulls like that tsundere on her, saying, what are you talking about? No, I'm not interested. But then she's also like, but I can't put a smile. Let me introduce you to Reno, who can't really do emotions. So I don't think that's a valid excuse, Shiki. Do your research. But basically, they're trying to tell each other that you're both good enough. And I feel like this scene right here, this is where people become a fan of Shiki. And it just kind of makes your heart melt just seeing that scene. Oh, so that's what I expect a lot of people to focus on. So it looks like these two girls make up and they officially join the club. And let's just say May seems to be very chill about the situation. So then they go make their 8-sided star now. And yeah, that basically wraps up the episode. I do want to say that this version of the ending theme had those two girls doing it, and I don't know, it just feels right. And it was just really fun to listen to that. But for the preview of the next episode, looks like we're going to get a little bit more of Natsumi, of course the last standout to join this club, and she seems to be very calm of a character. And we also had this scene, which I guess we have another undercover detective. We had Nico, we have Yohane, so maybe she's going to do that as well. But last but not least, we have the Leila no Uta. This one is the Sumina version of the Kuku song we just had before. Again, with the kind of like that, I don't know, 50 style, whatever you want to call it. So let's get a preview of that. And well, again, since this is like the one before, I don't really have much to say. It's just the Sumina version of it, more or less, some slight differences. So, yeah. But that will conclude this episode. So now we have Shiki joining and Mei joining. And I don't know. I gotta say, I'm liking these girls more than I thought I would initially. I was already kind of sold on Mei. I kind of am a sucker for Cinderella's, so yeah, but I'm even more convinced about her. But the thing about Shiki is, you know, there's more to her than I thought initially, and the effort she put to getting Mei to be more true to herself, I did appreciate it. And that definitely that one scene that I talked about a little earlier. Well, yeah, that that was kind of heart melting right there. And I was just like, dang, it's kind of cute. So I feel like that's kind of the scene that would really change people's opinions on Shiki. But just having those two girls sing that, do it together, was just probably one of my favorite moments of this episode. Maybe past that, towards the end as well. But it was just really nice to see those girls sing and do it. And I do want to do it with these girls for a song. I really do look forward to that. I hope that comes out eventually. Who knows when. But I really would like that. Whenever they do the other bonuses and whatnot, maybe that'll be part of it. But you know, it's great to see now that Leila is now shifted to 8. We just need one more for Natsumi for 9, at least for this season. Who knows if it can go past that? But overall, I actually did enjoy this episode a lot. It was pretty great. No new song, so maybe we'll get a new song, or maybe we'll have to wait for Natsumi before we get a new song. We'll have to see. But I'm glad to be able to see Maeve and Shiki finally be part of the club. So let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below, as well as your predictions for the next episode. What do you think is going to happen with Natsumi? It seems there's going to be a lot of goofy moments, because that's kind of what Natsumi seems to bring. So I'm curious to see how that goes. So let me know what you guys think about that. And of course, please do participate in the poll. The link in the description below, where you can go rank these girls after this episode. And I'm really curious to see how people's opinions have changed from Shiki and Mei after this episode. So we'll have to see, and I'm curious to see if Kineko still stays strong or if she falls off. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another video soon.